Health and safety protocols on board cruise ships, well, they can change all of the time. In today's video, we're going to go over Norwegian Cruise Lines health and safety protocols right after this. Chris here with High Seas Cruising, and welcome to today's video. Alright, Norwegian Cruise Line health and safety protocols. Now, Norwegian has made some changes here recently when it comes to their pre-cruise testing. Instead of doing everybody at the cruise terminal like they have been doing, starting on January the 17th, they're going to change that up. And instead, they're going to have you do the test 2 days prior to arriving at the cruise terminal. So we're going to go over all of Norwegian's health and safety protocols, and let's jump right in here and get started. Alright, so we start on Norwegian Cruise Lines website, go up here to Explore, down here to Sail Safe, and that will bring up Norwegian Cruise Lines health and safety protocols. We want you to cruise. We want to keep you safe. With Norwegian, our leading health and safety program allows you and your loved ones to cruise with the ultimate freedom and confidence. All guests and crew are required to be 100% fully vaccinated so you can safely do what you've always wanted to do on a cruise, everything. Let's get back to living life to its fullest together. Sail safe, feel free. Please note, the pre-testing information in the health and safety video below is only applicable on cruises with embarkation dates through January the 16th of 2022.
Welcome to Norwegian Cruise Line. Before we set sail, let's set a course for health and safety. Norwegian has always made safety a priority, and now even more so. That's why we developed new protocols to protect our guests and crew aboard our ships and during trips ashore. We know you miss the freedom of cruising, but you can't feel free if you don't feel safe. That's why we're requiring all guests and crew to be fully vaccinated at least 2 weeks prior to departure, and providing free testing at port prior to embarkation with an additional health screening just before boarding, all at no cost to you. We've also redesigned check-ins with staggered boarding times to facilitate a seamless voyage right from the start. Once on board, you can breathe easy with our new medical-grade filtration system. With all guests and crew fully vaccinated, face coverings are not required on board. However, guests will be required to adhere to local regulations at ports of call, so you may want to keep your face covering handy. When you decide to go ashore, you'll discover that we've partnered with local destinations and tours that meet our strict health guidelines. And we're keeping an eye on the global health map, just in case we ever need to change course. You see, we're committed to protecting every nautical inch of our ship and tours, so you can sail safe and feel free. Norwegian Cruise Line. Sail safe, feel free.
All right, benefits of 100% vaccination requirements. Cruise mask free. Breathe freely and witness smiles everywhere you go. No social distancing is required. Get up close and personal with confidence. Everyone on board is vaccinated. All restaurants and experiences are fully open. Dine in any of our restaurants mask-free, including our self-service buffet, plus enjoy all entertainment options. No restrictions on shore excursions. Feel free to take the shore excursion you've been dreaming of or explore on your own. No capacity restrictions. Appreciate the full Norwegian experience. All venues and experiences are entirely open. Surround yourself in safety, peace of mind knowing all guests and crew on board are fully vaccinated. As government regulations evolve, our health and safety protocols will evolve as needed to ensure compliance. This may mean different protocols from ship to ship based on local requirements. For additional information, please visit Cruise Travel Requirements by Country. On Europe sailings only, currently, local government regulations require all guests to wear masks on board. Refer to the frequently asked questions sections for complete details. Due to local government regulations, guests are required to take a Norwegian Cruise Line shore excursion while visiting Cologne, Panama, St. Kitts, and ports in Italy, as guests will not be allowed to explore on their own. Pre-cruise and onboard protocols, safety for our guests and crew. Mandatory vaccinations against COVID-19. All guests and crew must be fully vaccinated at least 2 weeks prior to departure in order to board. Guest vaccination requirements are currently for all sailings. Passengers sailing on any Norwegian Cruise Line ship need to be vaccinated with U.S. Food and Drug Administration, European Medical Agency, and or World Health Organization authorized single brand vaccinations. Universal testing and pre-embarkation protocols. Cruises with embarkation dates through January 16th of 2022. All guests will be required to take a COVID-19 antigen test administered and paid for by the cruise line prior to boarding and receive a negative result. Any positive antigen test will be confirmed with a PCR test. Guests are also responsible for complying with all local health and safety requirements, which may include additional testing. Now, cruises with embarkation dates beginning on January the 17th of 2022, at the time of check-in, all guests will be required to provide proof of a negative COVID-19 antigen or PCR test result administered by a verified third party within 2 days prior to boarding for cruises originating in a U.S. port and 3 days prior for voyages departing from a non-U.S. port. Guests are also responsible for complying with all local health and safety requirements, which may include additional testing. Locate a COVID-19 testing provider prior to your cruise. Should you need to locate a testing provider prior to beginning travel or while traveling prior to your cruise, please visit testfortravel.com, an easy-to-use online tool for locating COVID-19 testing providers around the world. Simply enter your zip code or city and country, and the website will display locations, contact information, and testing hours. It also allows you to search by test type, PCR, or antigen. Socially responsible check-in. We've designed an enhanced staggered embarkation process and new check-in system to streamline check-in for guests by allowing documents to be signed electronically. Controlled guest capacity. We will initially control the guest capacity on board each ship to provide even more space per guest. Hand sanitation. All guests will be required to engage in frequent hand washing, and hand sanitizer will be prominently placed and easily accessible throughout the ship. Increased sanitation, upgraded air filtration, enhanced health services, safety on board our ships, continuous ship-wide cleaning and disinfection measures, comprehensive enhanced cleaning and sanitation protocols using EPA-approved disinfectants have been implemented throughout the cruise experience. Upgraded medical-grade air filters. We are strategically installing medical-grade air filters of the highest filtration grade, MERV13 or HEPA, capable of removing 99.9% of airborne pathogens, including COVID-19, and implementing new bipolar ionization technology. Enhanced onboard medical teams and health services. We have improved our onboard medical capabilities with additional staffing relative to capacity and enhanced facilities, including new and upgraded equipment and onshore medical institution partnerships. Dedicated public health officer. All ships will sail with a dedicated public health officer on board that will oversee the day-to-day sanitation and cleanliness of all public areas and accommodations. All right, safety ashore. Strategic itinerary development and shore partners. Constantly monitor the health environment across the globe and will modify or cancel itineraries to affected areas as needed. Partners in prevention. We're partnering with our local destinations and tour operators to extend our comprehensive health and safety protocols to shore beyond the port. Guests are free to explore ports of call on their own according to protocols in each specific port and can purchase shore excursions as they wish. Face coverings may be required in certain settings to comply with local requirements. For example, in terminals for all embarkation and disembarkation or at ports of call. We will continue to monitor public health guidance, including from the CDC, at the time of your voyage, and will modify requirements accordingly. And again, due to local government regulations, guests are required to take a Norwegian Cruise Line shore excursion while visiting Cologne, Panama, and ports in Italy, as guests will not be allowed to explore on their own. For additional information on this and other destination-specific requirements, please visit the Cruise Travel Requirements by Country page. Thorough and effective mobilization plan in event of outbreak. Mobilization and response. Contact tracing. If a positive case of COVID-19 occurs, we have various contact tracing methodologies to identify and notify those who may have been exposed. Dedicated isolation and quarantine accommodations will be available if needed. Disembarkation scenarios. We have developed a thorough mobilization and response plan focused on collaborating with local authorities and coordinating safe passage home for all guests and crew should the need arise. We have also established relationships with onshore medical institutions and enhanced our telemedicine consultation capabilities. It's finally time to break free. Let's get cruising. Check out our variety of available cruises in the Caribbean, Bahamas, Europe, and the Mexican Riviera. All right, as you can see on Norwegian's website there, they do have a large section of frequently asked questions. If you are looking for a specific question, specific answer, highly recommend you go through those, take a look at those, and anything you don't find on there or is specific to you, definitely contact Norwegian Cruise Lines. So that is Norwegian Cruise Lines' current health and safety protocols on board their ships. I said there will be some changes on January the 17th to their testing policy, but you know, with Norwegian, they are still fully vaccinated, no masking policies on board. So they definitely have some advantages that some of the other cruise lines don't have, simply by their masking policy alone, at least in my opinion. But again, if you have an upcoming Norwegian cruise or are thinking about taking an upcoming Norwegian cruise, definitely take a look at their health and safety protocols on their website, read the frequently asked questions, and if you cannot find your answer on their website, give Norwegian a call. That way you are prepared for any upcoming cruises. All right, I hope you have enjoyed today's video. If you have, do me a favor, give it a thumbs up. Have yourself a great day, and we will see you out on the high seas.